Anti-Paladin Challenge. Destroy 3 Paladins with the MAAWS and Mayhem launchers. So this has been one of the more heavily requested challenges for me to do. And rightfully so, however, as it seems almost impossible to complete. Despite only needing to destroy 3 Paladins, you have several obstacles in your way. Rest assured though, I'll help you complete this challenge with both the MAAWS and the Mayhem launchers. First, let's discuss the Paladin. The king of streaks, the Paladin calls in a drone ship that orbits the battlefield for 40 seconds. With the extra time module, it'll last for a whopping 55 seconds. The Paladin will saturate a battlefield with fire from above. It's a lethal score streak that can completely suppress the enemy team on any map that is even remotely open. So both the MAAWS and the Mayhem will do 1,000 explosive damage with a direct hit. The Paladin itself has 3,000 health. The Warbird, conversely, has 2,000 health. If you missed my video on the Anti-Warbird challenge, which, by the way, a link can be found in the description, let me just briefly mention something. If you watched the video, you'll remember my tactic to destroy that was simple. Shoot it with enough bullets to whittle down its health. Then, when its health dropped below 1,000, it would start smoking. And again, the MAAWS and Mayhem both do 1,000 explosive damage, which then made it a one-shot kill. So if a Paladin has 3,000 health, that means, at minimum, it will take 3 rockets from the MAAWS or Mayhem. Now, it's hard enough hitting a Paladin with 1 MAAWS or Mayhem rocket, but 3? So with this knowledge, to take down a Paladin with a MAAWS, for example, you need to switch to the MAAWS, aim, fire, guide the missile, kill yourself, and respawn 3 times. Not to mention, if you get shot while aiming, you'll just add more time to the process. With the Mayhem, you could potentially do it while killing yourself only once, but you need to have perfect accuracy firing a rocket that doesn't shoot straight to begin with at the furthest airborne vehicle in the game. And by the way, Danger Close does not help at all. The launchers won't kill anything in less shots with only 10% more damage, which is exactly what Danger Close does. So do not use Danger Close unless you also plan to kill actual enemies while completing this challenge. So surely there's another way to do this without using 3 rockets, right? There is, and I'll explain my tactics very clearly. First, the main issue that anyone who has ever tried to shoot a Paladin should have experienced. They fly too high for bullets to hit them. So again, unlike the Warbird challenge where you could shoot and damage it, and therefore make it a one-shot rocket kill, we can't seem to do that with the Paladin. Or can we? What most people have failed to realize is that the Paladins can come in at different altitudes on certain maps. For example, on Horizon, it's simply impossible to hit a Paladin with bullets. It's just flying way too high. And unfortunately, there are only 4 maps in the entire game that let you shoot the Paladin with bullets. I tested each and every map, even the DLC maps. To make matters worse, of these 4 maps, you have to be at specific locations in order for the bullets to work. So these 4 maps include Riot, Biolab, Sideshow, and Drift. Out of these, Riot and Biolab are obviously the best choices. Riot is one of the most popular maps in the game, so that's also a plus. So let me quickly go over Sideshow and Drift. Sideshow is actually very strange. It was literally hit or miss, and you have to be standing in the exact spot for it to work. I wouldn't recommend this map for those reasons alone, but it should be possible. So standing on top of the hotel seems to work some of the time, but there are also metal objects you can climb to get even higher. The higher you go, the easier it is to hit. On Drift, once the environmental avalanche hits, a huge amount of snow can be stood on. This makes you high enough to hit a Paladin with your gun. Again though, just like on Sideshow, sometimes the bullets don't seem to register. On Biolab and Riot, I've never had an issue where my bullets didn't hit the Paladin, so these 2 maps are the best bet at completing this challenge. Now I'm going to show several clips of these 2 maps, so please watch very closely where I'm standing at the time of shooting the Paladin. Very briefly though, on Biolab it's the second hardpoint rotation on the top of the roof overlooking the B flag. The A flag platform also works. On Riot, it's the top of the prison overlooking the C flag, or the top of the buildings overlooking the A flag. Again though, just watch where I'm standing in the upcoming clips. So now that we know what map to be on and where precisely to be standing, what's the tactic? Again, the Paladin has more health than a Warbird. We have to shoot it enough times to make it a one-shot kill with our launchers. But just how many bullets does it take? Unfortunately, it's a lot. Because of this, I absolutely recommend the Amelie for this. The stock Amelie works just fine, so everyone should be able to do this. If you're going to be spraying the hell out of a Paladin, you'll be painting a big target on your back. For this reason, you need the silencer. Now you could also do this with the XMGs, but that can't equip a silencer. So with the stock Amelie, it'll take approximately 70 bullets to whittle down a Paladin's health to make it a one-shot rocket kill. The stock Amelie has 100 bullets, so stop when you get just below 30. Of course, you may not hit all 70, so feel free to shoot until your ammo count is a little below 30. So once you've managed to spray around 70 bullets, you just need precise aim with the Mayhem. You have 2 shots, remember, and the hitbox for the Paladin is pretty hefty. So as long as you aim in front of the Paladin by a small margin, you should be able to hit it. It's the MAAWS launcher that can cause problems. Since you only have 1 shot, you have to make it count. Unfortunately, if you remember my MAAWS versus UAV video, the iron sights on the MAAWS suck. Of course, it is possible to aim a rocket with them, but it's very hard to do. So to counter this, you need a sight on your primary weapon to guide the rocket with pretty good precision. I would recommend the red dot sight. So not only do you have to shoot 70 bullets downstream at the Paladin, you then have to guide a MAAWS rocket into it. Let's take a look briefly just how long this will take. On average, I've experienced 28 seconds. And again, the Paladin only lasts 40 seconds. So to speed up the process, what you want to do is first shoot your MAAWS. Then swap to your red dot sight Amelie and start shooting. Since you're focusing your bullets on the Paladin already, in the process you'll also be guiding the rocket. You'll want to keep your sight on the center of the Paladin. By the time the rocket hits, you should have fired at least 70 rounds, making the Paladin a one-shot kill. And as seen here, the total time with this method was only 13 seconds. So clearly you're much better off doing this method. The other issue you'll encounter is actually finding Paladins. Luckily, hardcore mode is ideal for this since you can destroy your own teammates' Paladins. I know, it's a dickish move, but you only need 3, remember. Of course, there's also one issue with this method as well, and that's in hardcore mode you can't see your ammo count, so you really won't know when 70 bullets have been shot. Luckily, you can still see your reload indicator. So when you only have 30 bullets left with the Amelie, the red reload lettering will flash on your screen. That's the indication that you've depleted the Paladin's health enough to shoot your rocket. If you're still having trouble finding Paladins, either enemy or friendly, equip the support care package with better odds and double tap. Then, just throw it at the enemy. If it's not a Paladin, try to run up and double tap it to see if you can get lucky. If it is a Paladin, just let the enemy take it. Now as for class setups, for the MAAWS you'll need the stock Amelie with 3 attachments. You'll want the red dot sight to help guide your MAAWS rocket, the silencer to hide all the ammo you'll be shooting towards the Paladin to weaken it, and the grip to steady your aim while shooting it. For perks, you simply need low profile, blind eye, and fast hands. This should leave 3 points left for you to do whatever you please. For the Mayhem, you can do the same class, but you don't need the red dot sight. So you could drop the primary gunfighter and use the extra points elsewhere. Just remember to use the stock Amelie. I tried using an Amelie that shot faster, such as the Marksman Redshirt variant, which has a +2 fire rate, but it also has negative damage. And sadly, that mucks up the bullet count. It takes more than 100 bullets, which is a full clip from the Redshirt Amelie variant to weaken the Paladin to where it's a one-shot rocket kill. This is simply not worth the hassle. Stick with the stock Amelie or one that increases damage, such as the heavy variant. And that should do it. Remember, don't worry about being killed. You're going to die a lot doing these launcher challenges, so forget your KD ratio. And again, Riot and Biolab are the best maps to accomplish this challenge. I managed to get 2 Paladins shot down in 1 game on Riot. It helps to get on a bad team as well, so playing solo is best. The worse your team is, the more Paladins your enemies get. You'll see the most Paladins in domination mode, by the way. But don't forget that you can destroy your own teammates' Paladins in hardcore only. So once again, for the Mayhem, use the stock Amelie. Shoot approximately 70 bullets into the Paladin with a silencer equipped, and then shoot slightly in front of the Paladin for a one-shot kill. For the MAAWS, you'll want to shoot the rocket first as soon as you see the Paladin. Then, swap to your red dot sight Amelie and shoot 70 bullets into it before your rocket connects. Keep your aim steady and directly in the center of the Paladin. So now that you know the maps and locations for shooting the Paladin, your biggest challenge is actually finding enemies or teammates that are using this treat. Once you finally complete this challenge, I'd say a celebration may just be in order.